Today I'm in Seoul, South Korea, the robot capital of the world, and for the next 24 hours I'm gonna let robots completely control my life. South Korea. It's often referred to as the robot capital of the world, or the most futuristic country in the world. And on first glance, it's pretty believable. The giant, vibrant billboards, the space-age architecture, the digital door handles, and everything else that seems straight out of Star Wars. But in a place so futuristic, are we in danger of seeing humans removed from the workforce and replaced with more advanced, free labour in the form of robots? We're already seeing delivery services and luggage carriers being replaced, but what about food? Is it possible to spend the entire day being fed by robots? There's only one way to find out. Alright, I'm at Lounge X for breakfast and coffee, but here the coffee is made entirely by robots. I do see a member of staff in there, so hopefully I'm not going to be disappointed and we can get a world's first robot coffee. Okay, it's all in Korean. I might have failed at the first hurdle and I may need some human interaction to order in English. I have no idea what anything is. I'm going to need to speak to a human. So after a long and fairly arduous process, the coffee was finally ordered and it was time for the show to begin. I think the robot's name is Barris. And Barris had some moves. This is one of the best things that has ever happened to me. I've got a robot making me coffee. He waved at me. 감사합니다. Okay, we did have to have some human interaction. Purely because I can't read or speak Korean, and the self-service doesn't have an English option, so we did have to speak to a human, but that's okay, because this coffee right here was made completely by a robot. All this man did was type some things into an iPad and tell Barris what to do, and Barris did the rest. So let's try a robot coffee. Tastes like the future. I've added a little bit of oat milk and I can confirm robot coffee is brilliant. What a good way to start the day. Alright, surely in this next place we'll not need to have any human interaction. We're here at GS25 Ground Blue 49, which is apparently a completely unmanned convenience store where you can get robot-made pizza, robot-made ramen, even a robot-made smoothie. And you can walk around the store, pick up anything you want, and buy it yourself without having to speak to a single human. Sounds perfect. Let's try it. Alright, so this place is insanely cool. It's got everything you could ever want. From smoothies to pizza, games to booze, there's endless aisles of products and even an entire wall of ramen. But very quickly, we discovered one major flaw with this robotic convenience store. Again, we've fallen at the first hurdle. We looked around, we picked out our stuff, we wanted to order some pizza and make some ramen, but we have to pay a human. There is a self-service scanner thing, but if we want pizza, which is made by a robot, we have to pay a human. It's very confusing and not very robotic. Now she's gone. I'm very confused. And then we got even worse news. No. This is way more confusing than it needs to be, and I'm yet to interact with a robot. Okay, it's not a robot, but it is a machine. And it's in Korean. So I'm watching the video instead. Tear open the packet, place the noodles in the container, then the seasoning on top. Then scan the barcode and press start cooking. This is less robotic and more me doing it. And we scan the barcode. Not there. I fear I may need more human interaction. I've scanned the barcode. Nothing has happened. So the robots failed again, and I did have to get a human to come over and help me make ramen, which seems really stupid. I've made ramen a lot of times in my life, and the first time I try and use a robot to help me, I need a human to fix it. The robot is working. It's making me ramen. It's on a little stove, and it knows exactly how long it needs. I must admit that is quite cool. I just wish I didn't need a human to tell me how to do it. So I was sold a false dream about this place. I was told that it was completely unmanned, that a robot made the pizza in front of you, that a robot made the ramen in front of you. And yeah, no, a machine did make my ramen. I scanned a barcode and it knew exactly what to do and did it for me. So that's pretty cool. But I couldn't get any pizza because it's made by a robot, but it was made earlier and they're sold out, and I needed a human to tell me that, which seems slightly unfair. And there's just a lot more. There's been a lot more human interaction in this store than I was led to believe. It's still very cool. There is still a whole self-checkout thing. You can just go around and walk about and go to a scanner, but you can do that in Tesco back home. You can't have your ramen made for you back home, which is cool. But there is no pizza robot. The pizza robot is hidden away. He's not in front of you. He's not making your pizza for you. It's not fresh. So all in all, I've just ended up with a bowl of ramen that was self-timed on a stove, which isn't that difficult to do in the first place. So yeah, a little bit disappointing, but let's enjoy it nonetheless. Robot made ramen taste test time. It's fine. It's no different than any other way of making ramen. This was just made by a robot. So I guess it has to get a couple of bonus points for that. Despite now being less convinced that it could actually happen, I took myself to the shooting range to prepare for the robot uprising that Terminator warned us about, before heading out for dinner. Alright, so breakfast was absolutely robot certified. We'd have a little bit of human interaction, but not too much. And we actually got to watch the robot make the coffee. So that, in my eyes, perfect. Lunch, on the other hand, was a massive disappointment. I had to order from a human, I had to pay a human, I then had to have a human come and help me work the machine because I didn't understand how to use it. So for me, that's just way too much human interaction. But dinner, I have been told that this place has a robot waiter who will interact with you. You'll order on a screen. He'll come, bring you your food, and talk to you. Now that to me sounds absolutely perfect. Will it be true though? Because the entire day I feel like I've been promised robots and given less. So let's see if this place really does have a robot waiter. Okay, we've now tried two different restaurants. They both did have robots. I don't know if the robots were actually working, but both the places gave us really bad vibes. That place just stank of fish, and all they actually served was like these seaweed wraps. They said they served loads of other stuff, like there's a massive big menu, but apparently tonight they're only serving these seaweed wraps. And then the other place was just so rammed and chaotic that like you couldn't even really sit down at a table. So we're gonna keep looking for a place. But I'm starting to think that robots are actually less prevalent here than it's made to it's made out to be. I've seen more robots in Amsterdam than I've actually seen here today. So this is a little bit disappointing, and it's just very different to how you would see it in the media. Let's keep looking and hopefully not end the night on a disappointment. So we never actually managed to find a robot restaurant for dinner. Maybe the truth is that there aren't actually as many robots in Seoul as we're led to believe. It's obvious that technology and robotics are part of everyday life here, and they do make a lot of things more simple. But when it comes down to it, it's still the human connection that gets us through everyday life, even in a place that's classed as the most futuristic city in the world. Maybe some places they see the future as robots taking human jobs, but honestly, when I've seen it in practice, I don't get it because you still rely on a human to fix certain things. Even with the coffee, a human needed to type in the code to get it to make the certain drink. And I'm okay with that. Honestly, I think it might be better. I think, yeah, robots could do such wonderful things. But when it comes to making my food, maybe the human touch is what it needs. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I'll see you next week.